Yeah. Just be careful about your language if that's okay, because we keep things pretty chill in here. Just like to keep the chill vibes. But yeah, it's been a bit of a intense couple of weeks, to say the least. It's nice to have such stream as a bit of a escapism and this project that we do here. Yeah, I don't personally curse much at all, or if at all, because I just don't. But yeah. Okay, so FAQ page is here, folks. So let's just put the project command up. There we go, guys. So if you want to have a look, if you want to have a browse at that FAQ we've got, it's all working good, and I'm happy with it. So good job done, really. Okay. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. I did have some news on the Twitter, on the Raindrop Chronicles Twitter, guys. There's an update to the character creator, which I think is pretty cool. We've made a couple of edits, and it didn't need any extra assets, which was great because we have a lot of assets already as it is. But we was able to make some positive changes to the character creator without me needing to do too much extra work. So huzzah. And I put a link to that in the live announcements as well, so everybody knows. And I think I had a question in Discord, actually. I just noticed National sent me a question as I was going live. So also, I've just realised we haven't got our stream avatars up yet, so we'll get that up now. Look at all you lovely humans. Okay. I'll be catching up with emails probably towards the end of the week, by the way, guys. And DMs I haven't replied to as well, and then I'll be closing the DMs officially. Okay, so feel free to drop them in the general idea discussion, or even make a note of them. Even save them somewhere and make note of them for when we start those particular streams in the coming weeks. Because yes, we will be having an item stream and a side quest stream. If we're looking at our Trello page, new content month, which if all goes well will be August next month, if we stay on track this month with what we have to do. So we'll see, won't we? But some of it might get pushed back to September, we'll see. But it will be the coming weeks for sure. So right, and as for the website, we've got other things that will be coming up, like the testimonials, and credits page, and a features page, and maybe a couple of other things as well. But today I thought it'd be really cool, as you can see in our title, to get these community member characters, have a look at them. But really, we're not going to be doing our profiles. The Lore Bible stuff is, in general, is going to be pushed back until we've finished the current content. At some point when things have got a bit less hectic and a little bit less busy, we will be revisiting the Lore Bible and adding a few new bits to it, and definitely the character profiles too. But what we do want to do is get you walking on the stream avatars, folks, getting your sprites walking up. I think that would be really nice. So that's going to be that's what I'm going to do today. And I know a few of you, Radu, Nikki and Van, have already got the sprites, but the rest of you, Neville, Scaly and Triakis, will be creating them in the character generator today. So I think we should put you guys who have already got your characters into the stream avatars first, because that'll probably be the easiest thing to do. Okay, so I'm gonna get Photoshop up. And I'll have to probably look through my messages to see where you guys have sent me the sprite sheets. Got Nikki's done too. Yeah, I'll do yours first and then Nikki's, then Radu, just because you're in the stream right now. And then I'll do Van's, and then we'll start the new ones. Then you can be walking across the screen. Hi Pooh. Be exciting. Okay, so can send them both. Yeah, do that actually, because it'll save me looking through the DMs to find them. That'll make things a ton easier. I'll just get everything prepped in Photoshop first for us. So here we go. Now, stream avatars. I'm going to use me again as a template. Because to get the characters in stream avatars, we don't use the same walking sprite sheet because things are set up a little bit differently. But I just copy the relevant ones and then import it into stream avatars. And hi Master Emerald, how you doing today? It's wonderful to see you. How are you getting on? How are you getting on, Master Emerald? How are you finding the just chatting anyway? I'm intrigued because I'm still figuring out myself if I'm okay in just chatting or not. We might switch back to science technology if I feel it's best to, but right now it's a bit early days to make that decision just yet. I want to give it a proper shot and not have any regrets that I didn't try out something, or at least give something a fair shot. Even though it might fail massively, it might fail, as in we get the people coming in stream that we don't want. But only with time we'll see that. Okay. Awesome. I really like both of the character designs, and I noticed Nikki's wings as well, which actually was really, it kind of I had a light bulb moment in my head, because the fairies in RPG make the wings, the assets of the wings, you get different types. And some of the fairies we've got in the game so far have different wings. As you can see, Fantasia's wings here at the side are a different kind of wing, but it makes me think that'll be really cool to have different kinds of fairy factions or different sort of sub-races of fairies, based on what their wings visually look like, because I am a bit of a nerd for having factions within races and different kinds of not everybody's the same. People are different. and doing good. The writers seem to all be using Just Chatting right now. It seems to be working out really well. Not had anyone come in being a pain about things not being in the right place. Well, that's really nice to hear. So far for me, only been doing it, this is the second stream I've tried it, so it's not really been long enough to judge, but it's been a little bit trolley for me so far, but nothing too serious. Like, there's been nothing that's like, oh, whoa, that's awful troll stuff. It's just very silly troll things, really. Like people coming in and saying, do you like feet and things like that. But yeah, we'll see. I'm glad it's been working out for you. That's positive to hear. Okay, so I've got your sprite sheets ready, so I'm gonna just get those saved in my special folder. And Nick is too. The good thing is that even in Just Chatting, you can still have the game dev tag and the writing tag as well, which I have. So hopefully peeps still find our stream who have an interest in game dev. But at the same time, I'm sort of like intrigued about the idea of you know, broadening the audience as well. Just fingers crossed it's a nice audience, because that's all I want. A nice audience. Okay. So there's a saved. Okay, so what do I do first? I'll open both of them. Tags are useful, but I've noticed that most people don't search the tags. The only tag people find me by, according to Twitch's stats, is writing, and that's because there's no category. Yeah, and that's really good though, at least, that people do pay attention to the writing tag. It's nice. Hopefully one day we will get a category. And it's a shame that the categories are kind of underlooked. I mean, yeah, the tags, I mean. Okay. So we need your front sprite. Hopefully one day Twitch will listen to us and give us the writing category we want. I mean, it's not like there's no interest there, because there clearly is. There's clearly writers on Twitch. I believe it would be a very good category. I like his hair, by the way. Okay, Valkyrie, thank you very much for that follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a very nice design. I like her. I love them both. Okay. So I think everything's in position. And out of the assets you've sent me, there's nothing I feel would be wrong with any of them at all. The tricky one, yeah, is getting the sword on the sprite sheet, but that's definitely something I can do myself. I'm planning to add the weapons manually with every playable character in this game. Anyway, so... And hi, Twitch recommended me like 5 channels on my main page I'm interested in today, so I likely won't be sticking around just yet, but wanted to drop to a follow for next time. Well, thank you. And it's lovely to meet new people, especially when they seem nice, like yourself. So welcome to the stream, and I hope whatever you're doing today goes well. We're all big nerds in this stream. We're RPG nerds. So if you love RPGs, you'll fit right on in here. Okay, so save as Garpin. Thank you for the follow. Or Jarpin. But I think it's Garpin. Hi Connie, how are you doing? How is this Wednesday treating you? Not too bad. Not too bad this week, Connie. Hope your week's going well too. We're doing some of our community characters today. We're getting them up on the so they can be on the stream avatars walking at the side. And then I think once we've done you guys, the current ones that we need to do here, I think that it'll be probably quite a while until we get more characters in the game, because we've had the raindrop increase, so I can definitely see things slowing down in terms of characters, which is probably ideal because we've got quite a few now, and having them come in at a much slower pace I think will be best for the project and the quality of it. Yes, and I'm excited to get your profiles on the lore Bibles as well. I've definitely wanted to do it. It's just I'm doing like a bazillion things all at once right now. And Garpini, yes. Hopefully I can remember that. Names are my difficulty pronunciation. And a world of Twitch to choose from, and I end up watching a local. Yes, maybe I am. I am from England. My accent definitely makes that very clear. But welcome. And I don't think you will regret hanging out, because we have a nice little stream here. We are making RPG together, folks, and we've recently added an FAQ page to the website, which will hopefully answer everybody's questions. If you're popping in here for the first time today, definitely been an important thing to get on there. You get a lot of questions asked in this stream, so it's going to be very handy to have that. And I have the animations to show you sword placement perfectly in the 228 box. Just message me if you aren't sure. Well, that's great. If it's being done as well and it's all working well, that's great. It'll be good to have both versions, the one with and without the weapon and one with. Because there'll be a version when if anyone ever unequips your weapon as well, that we'll want in the field. I have no idea why anyone will ever want to unequip the character's weapon, because it'd make them much weaker. But you never know, someone might want to do a challenge run. Who knows if we'd ever have that achievement. Fight in battle without weapons. Could be a thing. Don't know yet, but I'd really like to have achievements, of course. in the game. Okay, so we've got the sprite sheet now, so I'm going to get yours in verse radar and then we'll do Nikki's. I'm going to disconnect the stream avatars just temporarily while we do this. Okay. Okay, so I've transferred the PNG file over to the stream avatars folder. Reload them. It's easy enough to do. Just have to get the image in the folder. Make sure it's 48 by 48 pixels. And then I just add you with a command. Did I put it in? It's not showing you here because I put you in the wrong folder like a big silly. That's what I've done. So let's do it properly. Hi Van, how are you doing? It's good to see you. We will be putting your avatar in today as well on the stream avatars, Van. So I think you messaged me with your sprite, but if you do have an updated version, which I'm not sure you have updated it, then feel free to send it me again. But if not, then I'll just get the latest one you sent me. We're doing Raidu's right now because he was already in stream, so we're doing Raidu's, and then we're going to do Nikki's, and then we'll do yours, Van, and then we've got 3 others today, which we don't have the sprites for yet, so we'll be making them in the character generator. Hi Kendall, how you doing? It's good to see you. Did you see our tweet last night, Kendall? Because we had a tweet come up about our updated character creator. How are you today? Hi Kong, how are you doing as well? It's good to see you. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. No, I haven't. I'm going to give you guys a link to it because I think you'll be interested. There you go, guys. I know a few of you have already seen it, but I think it's something that's worthy of letting everybody know about. It makes sense for our game. I feel for sure. The fact that our romance system is going to be very fluid, and there's not going to be limitations. With not every character, I suppose. Some characters will be maybe gay, and others might be lesbian, and then of course you won't be able to romance them if you're the opposite gender, but there'll be romanceable characters that will romance all as well. So yeah, you can romance Carol the Barrel if you're a woman, male, or non-binary. She'll love you whoever you are. Carol just wants the love. Well, she would never admit to it. Never. Party over here. Hi Dan, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, so let me get on with this stream avatars business. I'm getting all distracted. Didn't sleep at all 2 nights ago. Yeah, it's a few days ago. It was really hot in England and I couldn't get any sleep at all. Luckily, it's cold again now. Saw that this morning. It's really great thing to add. Kind of thought of my Chronomancer character as non-binary. Yeah, and Master Emerald, if that's the case, when we do update your character's profile, which everybody's character profile is going to be put onto the Lore Bible instead from now on, instead of the graphic. So when we do that, and it says gender, we'll change that to non-binary for you, if that's what you want to do. I think that definitely fits your character as well, thinking about it. Kept getting woken up last night. Well, I hope you get some rest, Kindled, because it sucks when you're tired. Being tired is silly. So make sure you take care of yourself. Right, so Mr. Rady, we've added you to the white list now. Now I think that this is the command. I'm going to connect us again. Doing good, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Okay, so I think it's exclamation mark change. Because as you can see, we've got 2 of the Rex characters up right now, which obviously is a mistake. Because I think what happens is when a new person is put in, they take on his by default. Because I think he's the first one. So what we have to do to change it is this, I think. No, not that one. We've got to do it the other way around. Avatar first. And then change. Now I'm ready. Okay, so let's fix this. Saying I'm Rose Rainblood is you. I've never seen a good realistic romance system in games before. It'll be cool to play a game where there's all sexualities and you can't just romance everyone. There would be gays and lesbians who would only date you if you're that gender. Exactly, Kindled. That's kind of how I see it. Like, when I wrote the tweet, I didn't want to put everybody's gonna be no matter what gender you are, you'll be able to romance everybody and everybody will let you romance them, because that's not going to be the case. There will be some characters that will only want to be with one gender. I think Zexian's character, I don't know Zexian's character is going to be romanceable yet, but if he was, his character would be gay. But that's something I'd have to check with Zexian. And same with Herez's character would be a lesbian character. Because those two are that. So it only makes sense that their characters respect their identities as well. But that's if they're romanceable, because they might say no. Because I know that one of their character arcs are linked to their love. But their love is someone from their past. So in that regard, they might move on or be willing to move on. And it's only straight or romance everyone, and the systems are shallow. Yeah, I defo want to try and put a lot of thought into our romance system. It's one of the things I'm most excited about. And it's not going to be unlockable or viewable until after episode 1, and it's going to be when we meet your character, Kindle, because as a brothel owner it kind of fits narratively to have it unlock at that moment in the story, and I imagine it's going to be when we get to a larger town or a small city, when we encounter the first brothel in the game, because Everbloom Forest doesn't have one, it's too small. But it's definitely going to be something whenever your character is introduced. And so remind me, how does one become a character again? Feel free to look at our website, Dan, because there is information on the characters there if you scroll down a bit under the characters section. That is actually a question that could go in the FAQ page, thinking about it. It's one that we don't have, but the info is still on the website anyway. You just have to scroll down a little bit further after the FAQ. I know my character is attracted to everyone. She teases characters, but is non-romanceable. Yeah, that's cool. What I'm going to do when the time comes, because it's a bit premature right now, because it's definitely going to be a later episode after episode 1. Not sure if it's going to be episode 2, it could be. But if it isn't episode 2, it'll definitely be episode 3. It's not going to be any later than that. And before that time, things will still be happening behind the scenes in terms of romancing. Like every time you interact with Carol the Barrel or any other romanceable character you've met, that relationship will be blossoming behind the scenes, but you won't physically be able to see any relationship meters or anything until the actual romance system's officially unlocked. That's kind of how I'm imagining it being anyway right now. And let's catch up with chat, because I know I need to fix these stream avatars, don't worry, but I'll catch up with chat first because I don't want to find myself getting too far behind. For now, okay, I can see that we've got Mr. Radu working now though, so that's one good thing. We've got to just change me, but we'll do that in a moment. So when we do work on the romance system, I'm going to be contacting people who are a character in the game and asking them who their character's attracted to and if they are romanceable. First question is, are you romanceable? And the second question would be, who are you attracted to? So, because that wasn't something that was put in the character forms. It was actually, I could have actually put that to make things easier on myself, but it's not the end of the world. All I have to do is send you a DM, guys, to find out the answer, so it's no worries. Okay, so just being in chat, you gather raindrops once you get to 1,000. You could thank you, Radu, for letting peeps know. I appreciate that. And anybody in chat who knows the answer to questions, if you do it for me, that's very helpful. So thanks, Radu. I'd like to see more romance systems where the other characters compare up to. Oh, expand on that, Master Emerald, because that, if I understand you correctly, I think I know what you mean, but I want to make sure I get the vision you're imagining, because it's all very exciting to think about these things. I'm not going to lie, the romance system is one of my most favourite things about what we're going to be doing, because I love games that have them, even though they're quite limited. I want to make ours a good one and not as limited. What game, I'm actually going to ask chat, what RPG game has the best romance system, in your opinion, guys, and why? Because I know games like Mass Effect have it, and do Dragon Age have it as well? Stardew Valley have it, but, you know, were these good romance systems, or could they have been improved, folks? This is definitely all stuff that I want to be inspired by and wanting to improve upon with our game. I am going to gather enough raindrops. I have an idea. Yeah, and feel free to like and hang out. 1,000 raindrops can be a lot for sure. It's not easy to get now, and that's because our game, it has, over time, people are very interested in it and very interested in making a character. So because it's there's an interest there, we have to put some rules and requirements, because otherwise we'd be having characters coming in left, right and centre, and we wouldn't be able to keep up with them, would we? So And yeah, as Radu says, that is exactly how it happened. Got my avatar fixed, yay. We gotta fix mine as well. So is there a form for this? Oh, do you mean for the romancing, Van? Not yet. Only because it's quite early in the game development to think about that just yet, and it's not entirely relevant right now, but I still have a hell of a lot of fun chatting about it because it gets me excited. But it'll be after episode 1 when we start thinking about that more. But I like the idea of you guys thinking about your characters and thinking of how they're going to be romanceable, or if they will, and who they'd be attracted to and stuff. You know, it's fun that we think about that. And I like Dragon Age Origins. Oh, so what did you like in particular about Dragon Age Origins? What did they do that you really liked? A dating sim surrounded by an RPG. Yeah, it's that's kind of how it is. Just I want to try and make a real RPG here, one with, you know, where you've got relationships with the characters and where your choices impact the world you live in. You know, that's kind of what I want to try and make special about it. I want to kind of I mean, in a lot of ways it's retro, it's simple in terms of mechanically. There's nothing like super fancy about the game because it's old school at heart, you know, but I still want it to have its like appealing points and something about it that does what the games out there haven't done, that makes it stand out somewhat. And the romance system is definitely something that I feel that we can make special in this, because it's not a tricky one to implement. It's just variables at the end of the day, you know. And Dragon Age did. I think the only one I played that had a very mediocre romance system was Persona. Oh, you thought that was a simple mediocre system? See, when I played Persona, I was like, I'm going to romance this character, and I was all ready for it, but it was too hard to romance them, so I ended up romancing nobody in the end. So I never really got to experience that romance system properly at all. And I liked Pathfinder Kingmaker. Van says, wish it had more depth. That romances for an RPG were decent. Oh, okay. So I'm all intrigued. What sort of depth would you guys like? Because this is what I want to listen to, so I can take those thoughts and try and implement them as best as I can into this. And of course, sometimes, you know, you've got your limitations and you can't do everything, but you can always try as hard as you can push it, you know. And all the others didn't have one. Gotta have a romance system. I mean, what is an RPG without a romance system, guys? And like, while you as a player are gaining relationships with the NPCs are also growing in their own relationships. So over time, 2 NPCs can start a relationship if the player hasn't started one with them. Oh, I think that's a really interesting idea. Like, imagine if like all the NPCs were with each other. That's really interesting. I like it. I'm imagining Carol would romance if you weren't going to romance Carol now. Because maybe if that was a thing, that the NPC or character is more partial to certain NPCs than other ones. You know, I could always make it so there was a high chance of them being attracted to a certain character in the game and a low chance with another. That would be quite cool. I like the idea. What do you guys think of that one? And I would like the romances to be something substantial, not well cheap. It annoys me when romances seem so superficial. Yeah, as in shallow, Van, or like no meaning or substance behind them. I mean, I like Master Emerald's suggestion because it was something I was thinking about in general, like NPCs and their relationships with each other. It makes the game more real when you see that the NPCs are not only interacting with you, but the people in the world as well. It just makes it so much more fleshed out. So, and that was something I was thinking about with the Lakefall NPCs as well, like thinking about how they'd interact with each other as you're doing quests and things like that. I think that sort of thing would be really good to think about. And Animal Crossing was actually funnily enough the game that made me think about that, because the villagers in Animal Crossing talk to each other and stuff and interact with each other, and I found that really cool. And is there room for a robot gentleman thief, perhaps? Well, there's actually a thief playable character that's to be chosen still on the list. If you look through the forms, right now they're still on the website, those forms are, but they will likely be taken off eventually and put on a private link somewhere for those who have got the 1,000 raindrops, because peeps have been filling them in. People have been filling them in even though they've not got the raindrops, so they'll probably eventually be hidden on a private link. But feel free for now to look through them and see what's there. I know that a thief is a choice for a playable character class though. It's still available. Basically, there was a character development in Dragon Age Origins. Pathfinder Kingmaker also had that sort of development with certain romanceable characters. Awesome. Well, guys, if you ever want to send me a link or a YouTube video to a game that is something that in particular that you was fond of that a game did, feel free to. Just pop it in the public Discord or in the ideas section or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely things I want to think about, and I'm glad you guys have mentioned some games. Most games are shallow with their romance system. Like Fallout 4, you just have to make a flirt skill check to romance someone, but once you do, nothing happens and you can romance all characters at the same time. Stuff like that is really shallow, yeah. And honestly, if you were going to romance more than one character, there should be consequences for that. Like, the characters you've already romanced should get angry with you. They should at least have something like that, like reactions from the ones, because it doesn't make sense if people aren't bothered by that you've already romanced. There needs to definitely be more depth to them. Mass Effect is the same, you just make the right speech checks. Thank you, Spang, for the follow. I appreciate that, by the way. Welcome. Mass Effect, I remember enjoying the romance system, particularly in Mass Effect 2, and that was just because there was more choice than the first one. The first game was very limited with the choice, but there was more in the second one. But I think now people can do even better than that for games. It was just decent back in the day, but we can push it further than that now. It's, there's not many games out there that have made a good one when you think about it. Is there, like, a real good one? And writing for the romances is important. Most of the time the romances become lame because the writers have no clue. I would like the romances to seem more real. It doesn't suddenly happen unless there is some work in it. Yeah, it's weird when it's sudden, isn't it? And all of a sudden they're in love with you after just a couple of interactions. There has to be that build up over time. And the writing as well, so it doesn't sound cheesy and awkward. But that's where you guys are going to come in. I mean, we'll all write the dialogue like that together and improve upon it over time and stuff. And you got 2 party members, and you and one of the members are competing to romance the other party member. Does any game do? I want to know if any game does that. Like, there's actually a rival when you're trying to romance someone. But I definitely like the idea of the other NPCs, all the other playable characters, sort of romancing each other as well. I think it just adds so much more. So that's very an appealing thing. Having party members interact with each other is always super fun. Yeah, it's definitely on the cards, I think, something like that. If the engine lets us do it, then yeah, we'll see if we can pull it off as best as possible. So what classes are left? Should we have a look, a quick browse at the website, guys? So if you haven't seen yet, we have got the FAQ page up now, by the way. It's all working, all the questions are up. And we got the forms here. So these are the ones left. There's how many? I'm not sure how many that is, but it's definitely more than 10 on here. For some reason, it doesn't show the drop-down menus on my window capture, so you guys would have to look yourself, but I can always do this. If I do this, you can see then. I have to zoom in a little bit more though. But yeah, there's a lot. We've got a dozen or so in the game. Well, not in the game. We've only got Rose so far, but there are a dozen of you guys that are there who have made a character, and eventually you guys will slowly and gradually be introduced as playable characters throughout the game. A couple of you might turn up in episode 1 if it fits the plot. Others will come in episode 2, others in episode 3, others even in endgame. All depends when the moment's right and when it fits for the playable character to join. We don't want it to be weird. We want it to fit as best as possible. And though I've said I would be willing to have a few dozen playable characters in this game. That is why we've got such a big list. Because I think it's pretty cool. There's games out there like Valkyria Chronicles, Chrono Cross that have done it. And because this is something that's been made over a long period of time, and it's a gradual process creating these characters and their skills and classes, it's not too overwhelming in that regards. If I was doing all of them at once, it would be extremely overwhelming, but that's obviously not what we're doing. Some of the characters we aren't going to be in the game till like halfway through the decade, some of them, and others will come sooner. It all depends when the moment's right. And let's catch up with chat as well. Let's catch up because I'm pretty behind, guys. We've been having a good old ramble today and there's a lot to catch up on. So I want to play Dragon Age soon. Yeah, I kind of am in a mood to play that series too. Unless they're a character that doesn't mind. And what was that? As in they don't mind if you're chatting up others. Yeah, that's another thing to consider, because some characters would be more into the idea of open relationships. So who knows? These are questions I'd have to ask the characters. I'd say I'd probably make a little form, like something like, are you romanceable? Who are you attracted to? And are you monogamous, or something like that? Are you, and which NPCs currently in the game would you be more attracted to, and who wouldn't you be attracted to? All these sort of things. And it could be cool to work with the people that made their character and have them write an interaction between each other when they romance both of them. Yeah. For those of you that, I know that people like Van and Ray do and are very, very involved in their own characters, but I don't put pressure on people to be involved heavily in the development, because there's a few people in the community that have extremely busy lives and work when I stream and stuff. So we've kind of got the reins with their character. We, as the community, have control over a lot of the characters as well. And I think that's what you guys have to realise, that once you have made a character, we do have the reins and control. But of course, for those of you that want to have some say in your character, you're welcome as well. So but yeah, if you guys want to be involved in the dark romance dialogue when your character we do have introduced them, then you just tell us what dialogue you want and what sort of interactions. Absolutely not a problem. It actually makes things much easier if so. So I think consequences for multi-romances definitely have a place, but it should depend on characters, because is a thing in some relationship, which I just mentioned. Funnily enough, I'm so behind with chat. So there could be some characters that are polygamy, and others that are monogamous, where if you're in a relationship with one character, others aren't romanceable, and this just creates more depth to the system. And I think it's really interesting, you as the player, the hero in the world, finding out about the friends you make and the fellow adventurers, what their like sort of boundaries are with things like that. And because it means you've got to find out about them, you've got to learn about them, because not everybody's going to be the same, which just makes it more of a fascinating and varied and world, because nobody is the same. It's very robotic and boring if every single character was the same, and it just adds so much more. And do you just need the walk animation right now? All we're doing right now are the walk animations, so we can get you guys on the stream avatars at the side. Things like the face avatars and the battle avatars, that we want them, of course, but they're not priority at the moment. Once we start adding the profiles on the Lore Bible, then we'll have the avatars. So they can hold on a bit longer, because we won't be adding the profiles just yet. Thank you, Astro, for that follow, by the way. I appreciate it. Let me catch up with the chat. So but some are okay with it, and you can have your harem. The brothel's gonna be really interesting as well, for sure. It'll be very very interesting to decide what sort of direction we'll take the game in regards to that. Because right now we kind of are on a PG-13 sort of thing. We don't know what the future holds or what's going to be the best way to take the game, no, quite yet. Because I don't want to put restrictions on us. For example, with blood, in the scene we made on Carol's flashback, I just put blood there. I wasn't holding back. We're having blood in this game. So, yeah. And, but some are okay with it, and there's 18, I believe. I sent the walk animation on DM in Discord. Thank you, Van. We'll get your character in shortly, for sure. Has to build her own engine to make her romance system, and then it becomes so powerful, other companies start using it, and Rose becomes a millionaire. That's hilarious. It's funny. I'm gonna just try and stretch RPG Maker as much as I possibly can. It's not the most advanced engine in the world, but it suits me very well because it's simple and very easy to use. But I'm not gonna lie, some limitations have been there while doing this, but I always try to stretch things, because with the scene stuff I've really stretched it to its fullest as much as I can. And I'll be doing it the same with the romance system as well. Try and get around everything as best as we possibly can. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. A lot of things are done with variables. And that's really what it's going to be all about, really. Just a lot of variables. Hi Luke, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm such a bad writer, but having the character owners create interactions is a good idea. Yeah, definitely their wish, and that option will be given to them. I'll be like, guys, if you want to say things, write some dialogue out characters, feel free to. But at the same time, no pressure on anybody, because I understand how busy life can get and how stressful it can be if someone's making you do something. But it's definitely optional for those of you that want to. Definitely want to help out with that writing, especially for my own, for sure, Van. And I love assistance with things like dialogue, especially by guys who are genuinely very good at writing, because it's very important we have like a really a game that's written well. I mean, I don't think I'm bad at writing, but I'm definitely not the best. Sometimes I feel things can be a little bit wooden, so I'm always definitely happy when people offer suggestions and how to make the dialogue sound natural and entertaining, and giving characters their own voices and stuff is something I always try to do as well, making sure that not everybody sounds the same, which is always a challenge with text-based dialogue, but you can be surprised with what you can do with text and making people sound different as best as possible. In the Discord there could be a voice channel for the role playing where you can interact with another character. Oh my god, imagine if we did role playing. That would be funny. I mean, we could do things like role playing in chat as well, even just with messages sometimes if we wanted to, if it was relevant. Might even write up that dialogue on Twine so I can figure out a tree for it. Yeah, totally. That'd be really cool. How you doing, Luca? I hope you're having a good day. Don't limit yourself with ratings, that's for sure. Well, that would help figure out the characters' voices. Yeah, some characters, like someone like Carol the Barrel, she has her own words that she uses a lot. She'll have her own like curse words like flashbag, and she uses a lot of exclamation marks, and because she's a bit of an angry one. And then you've got others that don't ever use exclamation marks, and you know, everybody given different voices kind of is important. Always down for RP stuff. Just joined a bunch of RP discords and even a guild on it for Guild Wars 2. That's really cool. As far as RP comes, that's something I've got to learn more about. I'm in a D&D campaign, and that's as far as my experience goes when it comes to role playing right now, but you guys can teach me. Those of you that get it and have done it, I mean, I'm definitely up for being taught. But yeah, if there was ever a period of time where we think that role playing will be really beneficial, then we'll go for it. So okay guys, we are going to sort out this because my avatar, I'm currently ready, so let's fix me. There we go, I'm back to normal. Okay, so we'll get Nikki's in next. Nikki is Raidu's love, so I don't think Raidu is going to be romanceable, are you? Because you're already taken, you're already spoken for. Which is always fine, because not everyone's going to be romanceable. Some people are in committed relationships already before the game began. And I'm still deciding about my character, what Rose is going to be. It's going to be an interesting one, because I've had some ideas about mine. Yup, we'll be married in-game. Yay! That's very cute. And your character even has an animation. He's going to have an animation with her in it, which is really cute. I like it. Okay, so let's get her. We'll do Nikki now, and then we'll do Van's character. So, and then there's three others to do, which we'll have to make from scratch because we don't have the sprites for those yet. So that'll be fun. Pretty good at creating characters' backstories, are you? I think it's a fun thing to do. It's I don't know why. I can't even explain why it's fun. I just think I'm very intrigued by and fascinated by personality and characters in general. That's why I've spent so many hours on TV tropes, because I'm just very, very, very into storytelling of any form. we will be married again. So which character is this one? This one is Resident Evil Nikki, who is also famous for being the proest lurker on this channel. She's Mr. Radu's waifu in RL. Which is cute. I'm glad that we have a couple in our channel. Okay, so hey again. Hi Holder, how you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So yes, we have got, let me get up the Trello just so you guys actually know who we're working on today, because you're probably all very curious. Here we go. We've got Neffel, Scaly Star, Van, Triakis, Mr. Radu, and Resident Evil Nikki. Those are the guys that recently reached the 500 raindrops and managed to fill in a form before the deadline closed. Now it's 1,000 raindrops. So we're just getting the sprites done today. The profiles, I've already got them because you've submitted them, but we won't be doing them until we work on the Lore Bible again. It's very fun creating their past, present family, friends, and how they met everyone is so much fun. Yeah, I think that's so... It's such an important thing as well, like the relationships they have with each other. Because it's not just about how they interact with you as the hero. It's about how they are with each other too. So that one goes there. Right, let's get Photoshop up so you can see what I'm doing. We have to, because this is the walking sprite for the RPG Maker engine, but for stream avatars things are set up just a little bit differently. And we just have stream avatars for fun is all, because I think it's really cute to have you guys walking on the screen during streams. So it's just something that we just do for funsies. So I'm just making sure everything's aligned. There we go. Okay, we can actually do bands now and then put both of you guys in together. It'd be a little bit easier that way. Hi Gaijin, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Dev Spriting, but I'm doing some MVM sized tiles, working on desert floors and cliffs. Oh, that sounds exciting. Are you putting them on your website when you're done? I want to see. I'm going to take a shower, BRB. Enjoy the shower. I hope it wakes you up and makes you feel a bit better. And thanks for the chats, guys. I enjoyed our romance rambles for our romance system. It was lots of fun. I find myself thinking about it a lot, even though it's still early days. I still find myself thinking about the romance system because I think it's going to be one of our... I think it's going to be one of the things that are going to make people want to play our game. because it's going to be the best romance system that's ever been in a game. We'll try our best anyway. Because I'm just thinking, I want to know what is the best game that does it at present, you see, so we can be better. We can, like, be even better than who does it best right now. I think from what I saw, Dragon Age was what you guys mentioned as being the best romance system. Am I right? Because most of what you said, folks, was what romance systems weren't that great. Which makes me think, are there actually any good games out there that have good ones? Nikki wanted to be a chubby Tinkerbell with red hair. Yeah, she's adorable. I love her. Okay, so we'll get Van's character in now. Now, I'm going to just see. Thank you for giving me the animation. Let's get that saved. Are you glad you got your character walking now? He looks cool, doesn't he? I like how his hair moves as well when you walk. There's no issues with that animation at all. It's looking good. I need to get someone to make a face set for her character because she isn't happy with it. Yes, I'm really happy with it. Yay. Yeah, and you guys have got all the time in the world because you're going to be sort of mid-game characters. So you've got plenty of time to, if you ever want to adjust things, even with your story, if you wanted to. It's all your choice. The only time that we can't change things is when it's already in the game. Okay, so that's saved. I'm hungry. I don't know why I'm hungry already because I just had lunch before my stream. Okay. I'm excited to be getting you guys into stream avatars because it's always fun to see loads of you walking across. Here we go. Here's Van's character. He's the way prettier version of Geralt. The younger and prettier version. Okay. Here we go. Nice sprite it is. It's a gorgeous sprite. Van is an artist and did it themselves. And as I always say, as long as it matches with the graphics, the style that we use, then I'm not gonna say no. Okay. Because I mean, it's very appealing to have some original graphics if we can, to give our game that unique touch, which is why really I was very happy that we do have the barrels as our main characters, really. because they are original. You don't see living barrels every day, do you? Someone needs a face set art. Not that I know of. I mean, this is a £0 project, a zero budget project. So there's, you know, it's not. I don't have the funding to be able to hire artists. So if anybody ever did do it, it would be voluntary on their part. So that for that reason, nobody's ever forced, of course. But Van decided that they'd really like a really cool looking, unique character. And I think it's awesome. I love it. And it's going to be romanceable as well, this one is. Which is awesome. I can confirm they are romanceable. But with all genders, I believe. I'll have to double check with that one, but I believe so. Making sure we get the right walking sprites in, because we don't want him to look funny when he walks. I think these are the right ones though. Oh yes, Ray Dude does. I didn't want to say myself because I wasn't 100% sure Ray do, but seems like Ray do does. Okay, so we've got Nikki and Van's done, so I'm gonna just get those put over to stream avatars, those PNGs. I think they're in there now. So I'm gonna just disconnect the stream avatar just temporarily while I do this for you guys. Should be fun. You have to do it. I forced Van to. Van just really wanted an original looking character, didn't you? And you've gone off your own back to do it, which is wonderful that you care so much about your character to do that. But not right now. I have so much to do for my character, come up with skill icons, skill animation sounds. It'll be much later before I get to face set. Yeah, and don't put pressure on yourself either, Radu, because you've got plenty of time. You've got plenty of time. It's all a very, very gradual process. But of course, when it comes to your character coming in the game, whenever that time comes, it'll be very handy to have those skills already planned and stuff. Having that idea in mind, and want to make my character unique. Well, he's super unique, I can say that. And I was just saying that he's romanceable, isn't he? and all genders, I believe. I think it was he's an all gender romanceable character, which if so, that is fantastic. Have a lot of those things too. Oh my god, my list is endless. Yeah, and like I said, some of you, Van, Radu, Akira as well, that you've all like you've decided to really take matters into your own hands with your characters, but many of the characters in our game are leaving it up to myself and the community, which is fine too. Like, people are busy bees, you know. People can be busy bees, and if things ever changed for you guys too, like your life did get busy, I wouldn't be upset if you'd let me have the control, you know, as either. Because that's kind of how I've gone on into this. I sort of expected people in the community to make a character, and then the rest would be left up to me and the community. So no worries if you ever did have to take a step back at all. And yes, Romancer will buy all the genders for mine. Yay! Because we have an other option. If you saw the tweet, guys, we have that fourth other option for what you identify as, and what that is, in case you're curious, is a text thing comes up and you have the option of typing in what that is. So you could even put something crazy in there if you wanted to, like badger or something, if you wanted to play it for jokes and be a completely random identity. And I feel like whatever you do identify as, that will appear in dialogue now and again. Like, of course, if you're a female, you'll be a she. If you're male, you'll be a he to people. They, if you're non-binary, and if you're other, they'll probably call you they as well. And it'll just pop up in dialogue now and again when you're interacting with people. That'll be how people sort of approach you and talk about you. And if ever gets overwhelming, I leave you to it and the community, for sure. And a lot of the time, people might go off and be busy and then come back again in a few months, because that's sometimes what happens a lot on Twitch in general. People sometimes go off for a bit, do their own thing in life, and then return months down the road, which is also always awesome as well. I'm never the sort of person that's like, you've got to stay in the stream forever and ever and ever and ever, or else. I never be like that. Because I just want you guys to enjoy yourself too. I mean, you're not getting paid for it, and neither am I, really. So we all need to take our time and just enjoy ourselves. Maybe you could select your preferred pronouns from the beginning. That way it would be easiest for the other they, he, she, don't know. Yeah, I think that ties into the identity somewhat, but I feel like that could be something that's in brackets, I guess, as well. I don't want the character generator thing to get too overly complex, but for sure. And yeah, live as a habit to interfere with Twitch. Oh, for sure, yes. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that is something to consider, really. Doing just because our character generator looks like that now, it doesn't mean it's not gonna have an alteration. We'll always be improving upon things between now and the release, if there's ever any way to make it better. I mean, I thought that the character generator we had before is what we were going to stick with, but then I was like, no, it'd probably be a good thing to add those extra things. I think it just adds a lot more. It's more, it allows people to be what they want to be. There's just not as many limitations, which is always a win-win. Okay, so let's get your characters in. Okay, so gonna just where's Nikki gone? I've just noticed a tiny little thing, just a pixel off in one area. There we go. I look forward to seeing walking on stream. Yes, just any moment now, any moment, and he'll be there. I'm excited. Okay, so adding you both to the whitelist, because otherwise everybody would be a character that walked in the stream if I didn't have you on a whitelist. Okay, so now we can connect it again. Awesome. So avatar, Nikki. Now I don't know, I think it only works with people that are currently in the stream, so we might have to, oh okay, so that's changed me again. So, but we might have to wait until Nikki's with us before we can actually change her avatar. Yeah, but Van's in the stream now, so we can do Van's now. Just popped what I have so far in your creative works. Awesome, thank you so much for sharing. I look forward to having a look at that. Oh my god, apparently I'm Van's character. Let's sort out that. I don't know why it does that, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. But the main thing is we get it working in the end, which we do. Oh, there we go. Avatar. We got you. I think avatar comes first, and I always get avatar and change command the wrong way round. I think I'm getting it the wrong way round. That's what's happening. There we go. So we got to just change mine now. Yeah, we've sorted it. We've sorted it out. Look at you guys. You're here now with us. Two of me walking around. Yeah, we've fixed it now. So I know there's a few peeps that still, we need to still do their avatars in stream. Avatars as in they've got to come in the stream before we can change them. But we'll do that when the time comes. If there's ever two of a character walking on the screen, that means someone's in the stream. who needs their avatar changing. And so I noticed that I was looking at a VOD, and I noticed we had 2 of Rex's characters in the last stream. And I didn't notice at the time. If I did, I'd have changed their avatar. I didn't notice. I'll have to try and keep an eye out. Mia, how you doing? Thank you so much for that, host. How are you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good week. How are things for you? Okay, so now let's revisit our Trello page. So Nikki, Radu and Van are done. So we've just got Nethel, Scaly and Triacus's characters to do the sprites of now. Now these guys, we don't know what they're going to look like yet, so we're going to have to look at their character forms and see what they filled in, so we can so that we can build their characters, and then we can get their sprites in as well. So mine will show up when I am here. Yeah, every time you're in stream with us, you'll be walking on the side over there. So it's pretty cool, yeah. I think it's pretty cool. The antibiotics they gave me made me sick, and the dentist just described new ones. Oh my goodness. See, I'm allergic to penicillin, so I always get sick with most antibiotics. I have to like really watch what I have. Even non-penicillin antibiotics make me sick as well. Sometimes I don't like them very much. Yay, raindrops. Oh my god, GG for the 100 raindrops. 100 plus raindrops. Did you see our announcement on the Twitter, Mia? I think you might be intrigued by this too. I'm going to just link it here. It's a change we made to our, a slight change we've made to our custom character creator, just to give more choice for who people really want to be, you know. No limitations with identity. And what's so good about it is that it didn't require us to have extra assets. It was just literally an extra couple of choices and a bit of a change around with how some of the variables work, but there wasn't any extra assets that needed doing, so it was an easy enough job. Just a slight alteration. You can be surprised with what you can do. I've been avoiding Twitter. Oh, have you? I don't blame you though, because Twitter can be exhausting. It really can. It can be an exhausting place. Okay, so I am going to, who have we got first? So Nethel's character, I believe, is still on the Google Forms. Because he actually filled in his character a long time ago. And I haven't done it because his character is very unique. And it's going to be a sort of an original character. Sort of. And I say sort of because the sprite won't be, but the face will be. So I'm not going to be doing the face today, but I'll be doing his sprite. Because his sprite's going to be more straightforward, because we've already got the assets for that one. I hope you feel better soon though, Mia. It sucks being sick. Okay, so let's get this up so we can read through Neville's form. So he's an antagonist. A bit of a mean antagonist who likes inflicting pain and suffering on others. Angry, pessimistic, honest, spontaneous, cautious, open-minded, reserved, and rebellious. And he's a human who wears a pig mask, which I love. I'm not going to deny it. I love pigs. And the fact that we can actually have a baddie who wears a pig mask is, I like it. It's an interesting one. And there's a lot of freedom with this character too in terms of where it gets taken, because it's not a like super filled out character sheet, this one, but there's a lot of potential for it. Lot of things to consider about why he'd be wearing a pig mask and stuff, because all this is up to us, because nothing has been confirmed in the character sheet. But he is a human underneath, so we'll make his human version as well, and then we'll just put the pig on top. Okay, so I'm going to open RPG Maker, and we're going to open the character generation tool. And as for the pig mask, I found the sprite that we're going to be using for that. You can use someone like that in your BDSM brothel. What, the guy with the pig mask? Is he someone that's going to be in there? That'd be interesting, actually, if that's where we meet him for the first time. You know, it could work. Okay. So... here we go. Let's hide Photoshop though. Okay, so let me just remind myself what the pig sprite was. Gotta find it. I have saved it somewhere. Right, here they are. So we're going to just be changing the colour of him. He pretty much has a human body anyway. So it looks like he's wearing a pig mask, you know. He's just a green boy. We need to change him to a pink boy, so he looks more like a pig. So let's I mean, who knows? This character's got a lot of potential. For all we know, he could have a cult of people wearing pig masks. We've got a lady pig here. I mean, it could be something unique to him, or it could be part of like sort of antagonist faction cult that he's a part of. It all depends of the direction we want to take the story and the character. My little avatar looks so cute. He does. I love him. I'm just glad I've got you guys up on here now, because it's something that we needed to do. We'll be going back to game development stuff on Friday onwards, I think, because we've got a lot of stuff planned for July. So I think we'll be revisiting the Fruit Boss stuff. Will they all look cute toddling along the screen? They are, and there's a lot of them as well. Imagine if every single part of this was full, and one day we have so many characters that you can't even see a bit of the floor. That would be funny. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it'd be funny. Right, so I swear I changed this to pink before, but I must not have saved it. But we'll use selective colour to do it. We might need to do it a few times though. He's yellow now. I kind of just like the look of selective colour when it changes colours compared to hue and saturation. But it can take a bit more messing about. Ooh, getting a little bit closer now. It's more like it. Getting a bit more like a pig now, right guys? And what I like about this pig is he does have a mean face, so it fits perfectly for the fact that he's a bit of he's an antagonist. Not saying cute people can't be antagonists either. That could work. Subverting expectations. So we just need to get the I guess the question is his pig mask going to match with his body colour? That's the question, because if we went for that colour, that's kind of more of a human skin. But if we went for that, I mean, that could be human skin too. He looks a bit sunburnt though, if that is his colour. Sorry I had to make a phone call. These races are cute, like the green option too. Yeah, what this is, because one of our antagonists is a human who wears a pig mask, so I'm like using this asset to so he looks like a human wearing a pig. But I agree, they're great assets, and I think there's a lot of option here to have potential racism factions in the future in the game. They look awesome. Kafka in a dress. Really like that purple colour. It is. We gotta have this guy in our game at one point. Okay. So let's think how to do this, because we haven't got the pig mask in the generator. So what we're probably gonna have to do is make the human version and then just stick the pig face on top of him in Photoshop. That's what we'll do. So if we get the character form up, we'll look at what the description is. Okay, so that's the skin colour, which is that one, I think. Yeah, that one. We were chatting about romance the options in the game earlier, Mia, and our romance system, because our goal is to make an RPG that has the best romance system an RPG has ever seen. Bit ambitious, right? But we were thinking about how there's not actually very good many romance systems in RPGs, because there really isn't. They're quite limited, and we were thinking of how we could make ours really, like, you know, more realistic and more just better. And yeah, I was thinking of what games I could be inspired by, and I asked folks what their favourite game is that has the best romance system in it, but there wasn't actually many. I think Dragon Age was the best one. Okay, so bright blonde, spiky bright blonde. Okay, so let's get rid of the bangs first. So he's got spiky blonde hair, but we won't be seeing it. We won't be seeing this look unless, of course, his mask was taken off. Who knows if that would ever happen. That's sort of spiky. All that is. This guy's going to look like Cloud. I think that's our bright blonde. Have we got any spiky bangs? There's so many bangs. I mean, it looks cool without the bangs, but actually, that is probably pretty spiky. Honestly, if you can raise the bar on romance games, you'll have a ton of fans. Oh, you think that'll be what does it for Raindrop Chronicles then, Van? If we make the romance system our USP, we'll really get it, won't we? We'll have done it. We'll have succeeded. People will flock to this game then. Because even though I can name games that have okay romances in them, overall romances in games are not done that well, which is great and makes me very happy, because that means we can make the most of that opportunity with Raindrop Chronicles. Will really be the romance game. I mean, we're only a 2D, very like, you know, retro RPG style, but it can, why not? You don't have to be a gorgeous 3D game to pull off a romance system. It can still be done with this. I mean, Stardew Valley did it, and I think it was very charming in Stardew Valley, although very limited. So we're going to just go there times 100. Takes off pig mask and has a duck face. Oh my goodness. You know, something like that would be funny. I'm just laughing because that is comedy excellence. Like, if you think that he's gonna have a human face under there, but it's actually something totally unexpected when you take the pig mask off. A human chocobo he is. Also, I really need to look through today's VOD because there was some really good... I had some really good insight on the romance system conversation we had earlier in the stream, and I want to make sure I've made notes of everything everybody said. Well, if the RPG is good and the romance is great, I think you'll find fans of all genders playing it. Yeah. We're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it. I mean, in some ways, our game, I'm not going to deny, well, there'll be limitations in other areas because the engine isn't the most advanced out there. I mean, I'm trying my best, even with our battle system. It might not be the most glorious battle system in the world, but I'm still trying to make it unique with our specialised playable classes and skill trees. But we can always make it next gen in other areas that we are able to, and I think there's something like the romance system is very doable because it's easy enough to implement. It's all just, I'm not denying it's gonna be hard work, because it will. There'll be a lot of work variables and different branches and things like that with all these romance options, but it's going to be something I will find very fun to do and very fun to implement. So, and it'll be totally worth it. For various reasons, I had to move to a different device to type things quickly. Welcome, Matt. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. We've been chatting about the romance system because our goal now is to make Raindrop Chronicles the game that has the best romance system in it, because we've realised that not many games out there have good romance systems. So it's definitely something that we can do to please those people out there that are dying for an actual decent romance system in an RPG, because I think there's plenty of us that would want that. I know I would. I really wish. I think sometimes, like, what's an RPG that has a good romance system? Because I'd love to play it, and there doesn't seem. I just think Mass Effect, but the Mass Effect romance system's very limited. So if Mass Effect's the best romance system out there, then my goodness. I wonder why it is that games don't care to make good romance systems. I wonder why they don't prioritise them and what that reason is. Is it just laziness, or they just care about other things more? I wonder. If you make a really good system and engine for infinite romance and gender options, then other games might use the same system. Maybe. I'm really excited to see the character creation system in Cyberpunk 2077. Me too. I think that game is really pushing, you know, they're going all out. And now it wouldn't surprise me if they've got the best character creation we've ever seen in a game. To be honest, I'm expecting that now after everything I've heard. But that game I'm buying on release day because it's the game I've been the most excited for in absolutely years. I loved how write a side quest or continual side quest that takes place throughout the story with a reoccurring character. Yeah, you could be that reoccurring character, Mia. Who knows? Because I know you're interested in eventually having a character in our game when you get the raindrops. And those of you that have a character, you have freedom to have your own little character quest that's sort of dedicated to your character and their arc. But yeah, of course, in general, side quests in general, when we have side quest streams, I'll be asking you guys all sorts for how we can make the best side quest possible. I think there'll be a time in August that we'll be working on Everbloom Forest side quests as well, and I'll probably get a few themes and ideas in place so that we can make sure we don't go off tangent too much, but we'll sort of make them as awesome as possible together. If the pig guy stayed green, I might think he was again in camo, yeah? I mean, we can have green pigs in the game as well. There's a lot of options. The fact that we're getting a guy who wears a pig mask, it poses all kinds of questions. It's like, is there a cult out there of people with pig masks on? Is this guy is he a criminal who wants to hide his identity? Is he ashamed of himself? There's just so many questions. It's so mysterious and an interesting character. I love it. Hey Rose, has anyone mentioned Fire Emblem when it comes to romance? Hi Nash, how you doing? No, is it good? Do Fire Emblem do a good job at romance? Because that's what I want to ask. I want to know what game has the best romancist out there so we can be better, so we can do it even more cool. And you can look towards mobile games for interesting turn-based systems. Yeah, because that's what we are. We're a turn-based battle system. And as for romance system, I guess it might make sense to have multiple dimensions to a character's emotions towards the player. Like there could be how close a friend you are and how romantically intriguing as separate variables. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to bring up, like an actual friendship system as well that ties into it. Like you kind of have to be their friend before anything romanceable happens. That's another thing to consider as well, because then, you know, a friendship system sort of opens up an opportunity to have like friendship, platonic relationships with other NPCs. It's not just about a love interest in the game, it's about friendships in general, so it kind of opens things up more as well. And well, I think they are just trying to cater to a certain age category. I always wanted a romance system which had an element of randomness. Oh, randomness? What sort of randomness? The markets are changing. Yeah, the markets are... It's funny because I had someone comment on my YouTube video yesterday being like, you should make an MMO Android iOS game. And it's like, for a start, one, I'm super busy on this for the next several years, so I'm not going to be making any other games. And two, I don't have any interest in mobile games myself. It's never even getting inspired by them, yes, like as Kindle said, looking at how certain games approach certain mechanics is always smart to do, but making an actual mobile game myself hasn't been ever on the radar. But of course that's the market right now, isn't it? That's what everybody's into. But I just do what I want to do, you know. I'm not going to be like, oh, everybody in the world is playing mobile games and I want to be rich, so I'm going to make a mobile game. I'm not going to just do that. I haven't played Persona yet, but I thought that game had good romance because of the social link system. Oh yes, the social link system. See, I played Persona 5 and I wanted to romance someone, and it was actually very hard to romance them, so it never ended up happening. I think I needed to do a second playthrough to succeed in romancing them. But yeah, that's another one to look at for inspiration too. And so who is this guy you're creating? This is Neffle's character, who actually, it's been a while since Neffle submitted his form. That's why he's first on the list. So he's basically, to summarise, he's a human who wears a pig mask, who is an antagonist, and he's very angry and he wants to inflict pain on others. That's just a summary of his character. So it's very, other than that, we don't have much more information on this character. He's a pretty open-ended, there's a lot of opportunity for us to build him, because he's not got like a backstory in place, which is great as well, because some of you choose to keep your character more open-ended, which allows us a bit of freedom with where we take them as well. Okay, so the world my character lives in is just like interspecies reviewers, tons of brothels with different themes and clients. Yeah, and Kindled, if you ever like wanna talk about how the brothel sort of operations work and the chains of brothels, if you've ever got any ideas in mind, feel free to expand. Now, I know your character sheet sort of has a little bit, but if you ever wanted to more, feel free to send over info, because for sure when the time comes it'll be handy to know. But I imagine for sure that there was a brothel in every sort of major town, like a chain of them. That's sort of what I pictured anyway. And Fire Emblem is a game, okay, so it's a big fantasy RPG tactical battle system. Seems very maybe normal until a player finds out they can marry people. That detail changes everything. The new one, Three Kingdoms, has a lot of romance options, and so do some of the previous ones. Oh, how many romance options? Do you know the number? It might be, because I'm intrigued, because currently we don't have a number on how many characters will be romanceable in Raindrop Chronicles, because of course we're very early on. A lot of the characters haven't been introduced yet, but I can see it being something that just gets bigger and gets more and more expanded on as we go through the game. And I like the idea of limitless options, to be honest, if it's doable. Of course, sometimes there has to be a limit, because I'm creating the whole system myself, but I'm one of these people that if I'm passionate about something, I'll go all out to do it. So we'll have as many characters as possible be romanceable if we can. Sure, you'll be able to adapt this to ISO Android after release. Yeah, it is actually portable, RPG Maker games to mobile. It would be quite a lot of work to redo the UI to make it work on mobile, I think. It's not impossible if it's not going to be a headache for me, you know. I'm kind of like right now just saying Windows as the platform, but others in the future, you know, if there was ever the opportunity and it was easy enough to do. And I really want to play the Fire Emblem games, but don't have a DS. I wish they were all on Switch. Oh, I thought there was on Switch. That sucks. But yeah, thanks for letting me know about Fire Emblem. That's an interesting one. I'll have to look into that one, about the romance systems with it. And I think one of the most interesting things that was mentioned was what Master Emerald said as well about other NPCs having romances with each other as well, if you like end up not romancing them. That NPC will end up romancing someone else in the game. Thought that was quite cool. He's a baron on a robot body. Yes. And Raindrop Chronicles, I'm all about the humour. The wacky, crazy humour is definitely something I want to keep as like the tone of in the game. I don't want to ever lose that humour. Because I think the fact that we've got barrels kind of shows that we're a little bit of that. We've got a bit of humour in this game. And if you're okay with seeing mature content, you should watch Interspecies Reviewers. I'll make a note of that one. Look into it. Okay. It's an anime that's about a world full of monster girls where sex houses and prostitution is common and respected. Oh, cool. Interesting. So for sure. Is that what you're inspired by with the brothel? In older Fire Emblems, it's pretty much everyone. Haven't played the new one yet, but a lot of the old ones even have children of the characters and turn up, and their abilities are based on which parents pair up. Oh, that's quite interesting. That having children and things. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be a thing with our game, because at the timeline might not fit, but yeah, we can. It's still interesting to think about, and that'll be kind of like my brothel system where there's tons of different houses with different workers and target towards different clients. That's cool. That's good to have a bit of inspiration to look at them for that. And there's about I'll actually put that in brackets so I know. There's about 26 male romance options, including male, and 29 female options, including female. Ooh, so that's quite a lot. We can do that. In Raindrop Chronicles. The show came out after my brothel idea, but it's the same kind of system. Awesome, guys. I'm excited. Right, so, but thanks for sharing these games, because we need to know games that do it so we can look at those for inspiration for us. Okay, so apparently he's going to have a scar on his forehead as well. Do you know if we've got an actual forehead scar, so we might need to do that one manually on Photoshop? We can just like take one of the scars out of the generator. Is that, no, I don't know if that would be considered forehead. But we could always take that scar and just put it on the forehead instead in Photoshop later. That's fine. Blue eyes, which he's already got. Pig mask, hidden blade on wrist. Okay, and I think that's about it. So let's have a look at the different eyes we do have though. So if you guys, if there's any eyes that you think, oh, they look good on him, feel free to say. Don't forget that he's an antagonist that likes inflicting pain, so. But, you know, I like that you guys suggested some funny things about the mask being taken off. Wasn't there a Scooby-Doo episode where someone's mask got taken off and it was like a bazillion masks had to be taken off before you actually saw who it really was? Unless that was a dream. I just swear I remember an episode being like that. Those eyes are scary. How about the eyes in the centre before the one with the D? those ones or those ones. Those definitely are intimidating eyes. Isn't that every Scooby? Maybe it is. It's been years. Like, I was a baby when I last saw that. Eyebrows. So, whoa, look at some of these. Go down the list a little further. Yes, we will do. Those eyebrows make him look scared. We need to give him some fierce eyebrows. He's almost got a monobrow there, though. Nothing wrong with a monobrow, though. Embrace the monobrow. It's freezing today. I know. I have a blanket here because it's got a bit chilly. And what's halfway this? Hi, Melon. We have updated our website with an FAQ page, and that has the answers to, I think, every question anybody has possibly asked. I think so anyway. But this is RPG Maker MV. If you want to know. But if you're curious about anything else, then feel free to have a look at our FAQ. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I still am being very indecisive about his eyes, guys. I'm like this. I can be very much like, oh, what one should we pick? And although it doesn't really matter because he's going to have a pig mask put over him anyway, I still think it's good to get his human version done just in case his mask got taken off. Mouth. Let's do the mouth now. My God, look at that face. How moody. How moody. I like it too. It's funny. He would be really peed off if he had his pig mask taken off him, so I could imagine that's what he looked like. Or the one with the sneer. Oh, there's a sneer one. Which one's the sneer one? But honestly, he'd probably have a few expressions anyway. Because we made the most of character expressions. As much as possible. But I could imagine he could be, he's an angry person after all. His character sheet does say he's arrogant and moody and angry. So, you know, that being like, where did you get the extra expressions? Oh, don't you have this on your RPG Maker then? The ones that have a D on them, as you can see, some of them have a D. Those were actually downloaded from the RPG Maker forum. Somebody posted them on there as just an extension of the generator, and the D is the person that made them. It's their like little watermark thing. I'm not sure what their full name is. I'd have to look in the notepad file that came with the assets, but it'll be somewhere. So there's a couple of sad faces. I'm trying to think which one's the best one. That one or that one? Hi Gabe, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Wednesday, folks. Oh, you're getting there, Dan. You're getting there with the raindrops. I believe in you. Okay, so let's get these posh clothes off him, because this guy is he's not posh. In fact, I imagine him being a bit topless, actually, to be honest. I think that would fit the pig guy character well. Oh, gloves. Actually, that could work if he's a boxer. I know. I could imagine him being a topless boxer for some reason, with a pig mask on. And apparently he does have a hidden blade on his wrist, so it makes sense if he'd wear something on his hands to hide that blade. And yeah, the faction he'd be in would likely be a group of bandits, mercenaries, or organised criminals. So that look could kind of fit. I like that one. Okay, so there, I think that's everything. The only thing we're missing is the scar that would be on his forehead, but we can add that in RPG Maker after. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to save his face image and his sprite, and then we'll open the sprite up in Photoshop and we'll put the pig head on it and hope he looks awesome. Okay. And then when Neffel comes in stream next, we'll get him up on the stream avatars as well. Okay, so that's saved. Also, I've got to make sure I save the character as well, because if we need to open him up again, we want to be able to access him easily. And we don't need the battler graphic for Neffel's character because he's not a playable character. So just the walk character. Yeah, that's correct. 2 if you are a sub every 10 minutes and 1 Raindrop if you're a non-sub. So yay! But don't worry, Dan, absolutely no need to panic that it's a bit of a grind, because this is a very ongoing RPG. You know, it's going to be years and years of development, and many of our characters aren't going to even be introduced to the world for years from now. Depending on what episode they show up in. But it's nice to have you all there, all there ready, because it lets people think and contemplate how your character's going to fit into the story in the meantime. Okay, so I'm trying to find how I save this. Okay, so done. Oops. There we go. So let's open him up in Photoshop now. Also, guys, just as a reminder again, some of you have already filled this in and I'm super grateful for it, guys. Is it not coming up? I thought I had the command for that one. the next step for the website and the next update will be getting those testimonials on. So just letting you know, just in case you want to be on there. If any of you want to be on there, that's what you need to click. And a little comment about what we do and why our channel is awesome. And thank you for everyone that's already filled those in. Radu's done all the calculations. Yeah, it seems like a lot, but we have to kind of make it difficult now, because otherwise we'd be getting characters submitted like all the time, and yeah, we can't keep up with it because there's a lot. But it makes it more special when you finally get your character, doesn't it, that way? Okay, so what we'll do, now his hair's sticking out, so we'll obviously have to chop off his head. That's probably what we'll just do, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is make him headless. There we go. So right now the pig mask is a little bit of a different colour to the skin. So let's just see if we can alter the colour a bit. But there's absolutely no harm in it being a different colour. It kind of makes it more apparent that it's a mask rather than him being an actual pig then. So but I'm just wondering if this pink shade is the best one for us. Because, I mean, it's an alright pink, I guess, but... my words are pink. Yay, math! Math is fun. No, it's not. Well, some people find it fun. Good for you if you do. Because I don't. Mia, oh my goodness, thank you so much for that sub. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Let's have some hype in chat, guys. For that sub. Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Double raindrops now. Huzzah. And thank you, Mars, for that follow, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the hype, National. The face is fun. What do you guys think of him? Even though he's meant to be a baddie, I quite love him. I kind of love him. Is that bad? He's a psychopath. And, you know, I think this character's just proof that being a cute pig doesn't mean you're not a psychopath. Just because something's cute, it doesn't mean that they're not evil. I mean, he's got an angry face, so... but still, he's still cute. I kind of like that he's topless, though, because... not for lewd reasons, obviously, but just because I think it fits his character. I think it's him wearing the sort of boxing gloves and kind of makes him a bit more fearsome, and like you don't give an SHIT about, you know, he kind of has that sort of persona about him. Cute. You think he's cute? Top 50 story of every serial killer. He can't be bad. He's hot here. Is it going to be in the brothel, Kindle? Can you imagine him being in the brothel? Just marching in. I mean, the question is, if he was a client in the brothel, would he keep his mask on or would he take it off? That's the question. A head bite. Since he's angry and in a mask, is he a little slip? Why can't I say that word? Slipknot. There we go. Style band. Who knows? I mean, this guy's a mystery. I mean, he does look a bit like Cloud Strife if he's angrier and had a bit of a slight haircut. But yeah, there's a lot of options for where we can take this character, and I mean, he is Neffle's character, but we're being loyal to Neffle, I believe. But let's hope Neffle likes him. We still don't have his face set yet, but because that one's a little bit harder because we don't actually have any pig faces, so I'm gonna have to do my best to create an original graphic for that. Oops, I accidentally chopped off his legs on that one as well. Let's go back. I've got to be careful with what I'm doing here. I've chopped the legs off on those ones as well. How silly. There we go. Okay. Let's hope he takes it off. It would be awful for one of for whoever has to be with him if he has to keep that mask on. That like is horrible. Thank you, Patrick, for that follow. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? He can have a redemption arc where he's one of the exhibitionists. He'd have to wear a leather gimp mask. Not exhibition. Dominatrix, that's it. Like you'd run into them instead of talking before the fight. They'd belt out song lyrics while attacking you. Nice pixels. As I'm aware, the only character that really wants to be in a band in our game is the oil drum Axel, Meryl's boyfriend, but he doesn't have fingers, so it's kind of a tragic tale because he's an oil drum without fingers. Someone mentioned that in chat and I just thought it was quite funny. And thank you, Patrick. They're not my pixels, but we're doing our best to make an awesome character. I'm trying to think of how to do his face set because that will be original. And it'll be interesting for me, but then I keep trying to tell myself that I made Carol the Barrel myself and pulled that off, so I should be able to pull this off as well. The bad guy goes oink. Yeah, would he actually say oink? Would that be his catchphrase? I wonder. All the possibilities. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just see what, if we can, I'm going to get a few shades of pink and we're going to pick our favourite one. Because, I mean, the pink we got could work, but I just want to see what chat thinks, so... Don't know if you realise what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to make it skin colour. Because it is sort of still pink if it's skin colour. But I'm curious what you guys think. If he looks better if his body's the same as his mask, or if it's different to the mask. And I'm going to put a Twitch poll up, by the way. You know, one of those really quick Twitch polls for this. So we can get the... But I can't seem to get the... I want it to be the same as the body. I want to make sure it's right. So give me a moment. Gotta go, you win this round, but I'll be 49 again. I actually really like the look of his hair in the back, like pig front with blonde hair. Oh, like if he like, you could see the blonde coming out. That's actually quite interesting. Because one, it tells us that he's not an actual pig man. He's just a human in a mask, and I kind of like making that clear. So no one accidentally just thinks he's an actual pig. And it's actually quite menacing as well. To potentially have that hair come out. What we'll do, we'll see how that looks in a sec. We'll get the colour decided first, and then we'll add the hair. I don't know if we're ever going to get this exactly perfect in a quick, short space of time. I need to have a mess around, but we can try and get it reasonably close before, because otherwise it's going to lose on the poll. Oh, you don't like the yellow? Want me to do a colour match for you? Yeah, sure, Mia. We'll say, because I think the goal is for it not to be yellow, to be just skin tone is what I'm trying to do. But I'm kind of failing. And it's simply just so we've got the choice of a sort of pig that matches with this torso that we've got. So we've got very pink, slightly pink, or more skin tone pig. And for a pig, all three could work. It all just is a design decision here for what's the most liked. And honestly, I'm fine. I like them all. So it's whatever wins the poll. And Supersonic Gamer, thank you very much for that follow. Making an RPG on Twitch looks interesting. We are indeed. If you want to find out more, if you're curious, then feel free to have a look on our website, because we have an FAQ page up now that answers all the important questions about the project. So feel free to have a look if you wish, of course. Well, I think that having it different from the skin is a better thing, so you can tell it is not his head. Yeah, and I think I 100% agree that, but because we might have the hair sticking out, that will be what tells us he's not a pig. So what I'm going to do, one sec guys, let's just use this one for now. We'll do it with all the versions. It'll be easy enough to do that. It's not showing up, and I think that's because I'm actually using that file to do it. So let me actually make a new save. We'll just see how the hair looks, because it's an interesting sort of design and quite menacing if it looks as good as I'm imagining, which we won't know until it's there. Here we go. Why isn't it opening? Give me a sec, because I'm going to have to save this sprite again. Here we go. Don't have Photoshop? No worries, we'll sort it out. We've got plenty of time before the end of the stream to get this all this decided. So maybe he should have longer hair on the bottom so it sticks out of the bottom of the mask. Yeah, that's an option too, like having it come out. But having it as a full pig mask. I think it's worth the careful consideration for what the best possible design is for this character, because he's a very original and unique character, and I think it's worth spending the time having a good think about him. Okay, so with this one, let me just find the pig part of the mask. Mia's idea was that he actually has blonde hair on his back view, but if we were going to do that, we'd have to make sure the sides we could see the blonde hair as well. But we'll just experiment and see how it looks, because I was curious when it got mentioned. Now this is just very rough, so we'd have to consider where the mask, sort of the edge of the mask is. I think we want his ear showing at least. I can't see much hair being there. Most of it should be mask if we were going to do this. The only thing will be drawing the edge of a pig mask on the side. Yeah, that's definitely it. But pulling that off really, because we want it to at least look decent. I think if we can get the ear a bit on the showing, we'll see how that, I've just put the opacity there, so I'm going to just get rid of the hair bit where the ear is first. So it's not perfect, like we need to, because there's a little bit of chopped off here that I must have accidentally chopped off, but you can kind of get the idea that the mask is sort of like a half mask, a half head mask, and you can see the hair at the back. What do you guys think of that, about that sort of appearance? Is anyone keen on that? Is anyone like, yeah, that's great? Or do people like the full mask? I'm intrigued to know what people like most. And maybe an idea for further down the line. And yeah, I think you should just follow the cheek line that is visible. Good morning. Hi Muffin, how you doing? It's good to see you. So something like that. I think if I like say, let's just get the pencil tool just to fill in, because it looks a little bit weird how it's chopped off. Like if we just filled it in like that. We can make it blend a bit better, maybe have some of the blonde coming here as well, so it's not such a straight line. But I think that could it's not necessary to put time into it right now, give it a rain check. You'd want some hair above his ear. Yeah, actually that's a good point. So really just getting the sprite done, because getting them up on the stream avatars. but the face can wait a bit longer. I'm not prioritising the face design because that's going to take far more time. But I think doing the sprite shouldn't be too bad once we've got the idea of how we want to do it visually. So if we just copy that again, I think it just... Let me just see if... So I've just done that because that's the bit we need, but we're going to have to delete around it what we don't need. From an anime? Oh, is there something like this in an anime? I'm intrigued now what this anime is. We might need a bit at the... I guess it depends how far we want his hairline to be on this mask, because maybe we've got a bit much there. Like, how much are we gonna... Should we show, do you reckon, guys? Where should the cut-off point be? So I might have chopped too much off, but I don't know. I think we might have more pig at the front than hair, so maybe we don't want to have too much hair there, just a bit. And it gives me now Band 2 vibes, and those guys were silly ones. This man looks solid. Yeah, I think the addition of the hair, I like it personally. I think it adds to the character. It gives him a little bit more of a menacing vibe, and it also tells us it's not a pig, that it's a human, because the problem with seeing him as a full-on pig, people could think he is a pig, you know, but the fact is he's not. He's just wearing a pig mask, so it just gives it a bit more, makes that a bit more clear to us. Might be better to visualise the shape of the mask first and the seam line. Yeah. So I think looking at it in from the front, I think it's... I like that we see the full matte pig mask from the front. So, of course, we want to make sure the ears are visible, but... And we see the shiny bit on the forehead. So we'd probably want to make sure, if that's the case, make sure that all the shiny bits visible on the side as well. So, something like that. I mean... At the front, it kind of, the shiny bit, there's like just the line then. One more line is left above the top of that shiny bit. So something like this could work, like literally just keeping a bit, like this amount of pixels showing above the hairline. I don't know about the cheek bit though, I will have to look. Because he's got quite chubby cheeks, actually, looking at it. So we might want to have a bit more cheek here and less hair. But I think we're getting there. I think just, it's not 100% perfect, but I think we're sort of getting somewhere with the side of him. Just might need to have a bit more cheek on show. And let's have a look at this link that Van sent as well. Nearly 1,000. Oh, and by the way, when anybody does hit the 1,000, you'll get the legendary raindrop roll in Discord, guys. Because that legendary raindrop roll has changed since the increase. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, that's quite funny, because when I decided to make him have his torso on show, I had no idea there was already a pig character like this that existed, and Neffle's form didn't actually say that he should be naked either, or like, you know, topless. So it's not like Neffle chose that himself. I literally was just like, it'd be really cool to see this pig masked torso guy. It's quite cool. And National mentioned Earthbound 2. So there was pigs like that in Earthbound 2 then. I want to see those as well now. With the front, you might have the tufts of blonde hair sticking out like the mane on the side. Yeah. Probably just like a bit of it. Yeah, I couldn't imagine it being too much. But yeah, so that's something we're going to go for. I'm probably going to spend time off stream like doing that, and it might not be something I get done properly this week 100%, so we might have to wait a bit longer for this particular character sprite, but I think it'll be worth it. But I'd like to at least have a sort of poll together on what skin tone everybody likes the most, because I like any. I like the pink. I like the very pink one, but I also like the skin colour one too. And any could work. So what I'm going to do, don't say what you like in chat, guys. I mean, you can if you want, but we'll be putting a poll up anyway, a quick one for you to vote. So I'm going to just... don't know if that's going to show, so we might need to... yeah, if we have blue, that'll stand out. Make the text a bit smaller though. I'm going to have to label them so people actually know. And we're not going to do a Discord poll for this because this is just a really quick one. So I think the Twitch polls, you can do them in the dashboard, can't you? Took on board the idea, gives me Ganon vibes. I think it was a very cool idea. It didn't even cross my mind, and when you mentioned it, I was like, that could really work. It just makes it more obvious to us that he's a human if he has the hair. But it doesn't affect the cuteness of the pig, because we can still mostly see him as a pig from the front, which is cool. We're not like ruining that. How on earth do you do these polls now? Because they've completely... this isn't the dashboard I remember. Manage your poll. Here we go. I think I found it, guys. Yay. I think the colour should be between A and B beyond the poll. Should be more than between A and B. What do you mean, Van? More? Oh, you mean more colour options? You think it's a bit drastic? We could always make... because actually, thinking about it, you're right. This second pig B is quite skin colour looking. So we can make it just a touch more pink. Something like that. Yeah, we've changed it a touch. It's more pink now, but not as deep as the first pink. What do you think about something like that? And let's read chat. So, at the beginning of the game, he has a full pig head, but you fight him, defeat him, and his mask breaks, so you think he's a pig man when you first see him. Oh yeah, that's true as well. Like we could have the mask break. I like it's creative, and So this version here, when you can see the blonde hair, would be later on in the game, when you've beat him up a bit and the mask is bright, and then by the end he's just got the snout, basically. And it just gets, the mask just gets smaller and smaller. I like that the options are there and it's all really cool to consider. Well, we'll have to think what the default's going to be, because I like it. But I suppose the default will be when we first meet them. Permanent injury, I like it. It's very creative. Very, very creative for sure. And I want to, I'm thinking we should do that now. Hi Rex, how you doing? Hi Carlos Handsome. I mean something in the middle of A and B as far as the pig head colour. Oh, you mean, oh, I like that. Yeah, I was wondering if I did what you said then. But yeah, I think we just needed that middle option because B was a bit more too close to C, I guess. Just the snout would be hilarious. He's just a human with a snout nose by the end when he's about to. And he needs brothers and to be called the Three Little Piggy Gang. Yeah, see, we can do that. I was thinking how cool it would be if there was a faction. And that could be something like that would work. I like the idea of characters that change over time. It just means more sprites, yeah. But we've got them here already. I mean, we've already basically got the full pig head version. The hair one just needs a bit of extra time to get it looking right, but it's not like it's a ridiculous amount of work, and it's worth it if it means better characterization, isn't it? To be honest. And we need a quest, blow the house down, where we are considered the wolf. Yeah. B looks more mask-like. Yeah. So we're going to get the poll up, guys. We're going to get the poll up now. So get ready to put in your votes. It's going to be fun to see what's the most popular. So what colour pig mask should we go for? And A, B or C? And we'll keep this poll open for five minutes. It's up, guys. Get your votes in. I'm going to be staring at this poll for the next 5 minutes. Oh, now I am going to have to make more sprites because I like that idea for my character story-wise. Yeah, that would be interesting. Oh, right. Now I'm intrigued. Ooh, oh my goodness, all these votes. Whoa. I didn't expect this. Wait, where's the poll? I can't find it up top. Yeah, we're doing a Twitch poll. Says, like, usually in Raindrop Chronicles, when we do polls, we usually do Discord polls in our Discord channel. But they're usually better for more long-term polls that we want open for at least 24 hours or 48 hours. And many of our polls are long polls. But for this particular poll, we want a quick decision decided. So whenever we want to just do something quick and decide something quick, I'll be putting up Twitch polls like this for those sort of things. And I like the idea of side characters coming back for part 2, etc., and having outfits based on the environment. Yeah, so I'm gonna copy that too, because I don't want to forget all this stuff you guys say. So based on the environment. So, I mean, we don't know when we're gonna meet this pig, but I feel like whatever's going to be most fitting for his lore and story. I mean, he's a fearsome fellow. He's an angry guy. He's probably going to be I'd see him as someone who hangs about in a city or a bit of a wasteland area, or not somewhere as peaceful and as nice as the Everbloom Forest. He's more of a gritty character. So I'm intrigued when he'll be around. And done working with my desert tiles for today. I think let me know what you think when you're free. Of course, Holder. Everybody, make sure you have a look in the Creative Work channel if you want to see Holder's artwork, because he's a great artist. I don't say those things lightly. If it's good, I'll say. And like if part 2 is a jungle setting and you run into part 1 character in an explorer outfit, maybe the Raindrop Researcher. Yeah, Raindrop Researcher, because there is a building in the Everbloom Forest that has a raindrop icon on it, and I sort of planned for that to be sort of the bank, the Raindrop Bank, where you get your raindrops. And there'll definitely be people in there that are like the raindrop, that work for the government and stuff. And I imagine that there's that sort of raindrop bank in each set like area, and maybe they could have different types of clothes. I know it all depends. Would the government be drones that would wear certain uniforms, or would they have the freedom to wear what they want? And let's see the polls. I want to have a look. Oh my god, everybody likes B. I mean, it's not over yet. We still have time left on this poll. Where does it say the time? Have the 5 minutes gone by that fast? Because it's saying that this poll's nearly up for me. Feels like we've just put it up. It's the little purple bar. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, surely not, because that poll's nearly finished it. So, but it looks like we've got a clear winner unless another 8 people can get the votes in on the others. Been a while since I worked on any tiles. Well, I'm gonna definitely look. I'll make a comment myself after my stream. In fact, we'll look right now while we're waiting for the poll. Might as well. I'll get my Discord up. As long as you don't mind me showing it to the world, Holder. Too late, I've already shown it to the world now. Ooh, desert tiles, and that makes me think of, just looking at this makes me excited for having a desert in our game. For sure. Because every world has a desert. I still wonder how, I'm still very much wondering how a whole raindrop concept will affect deserts, because I think the original plan was that the deserts are neglected and sort of the government and that don't distribute the raindrops fairly over that side of the world, so they kind of are just living life and in poverty and just surviving and scavenging and sort of thing. But that would be a much later episode if we was going to go to a desert, because I don't think there's a desert very close to Everbloom. But yeah, I'd totally use these tiles. GG, Holder, thanks for sharing. And I think we need to get our pig up, because people will be like, what? I think the poll's finished anyway, so it's too late. Discord adds compression to image files. Yeah, I'll probably have to. I think Holder puts them on your website, don't you, Holder? So I have to make sure that's where we all go if we're interested in using them. It's there for anyone and everyone. Yay. Okay, so what won? I think it was definitely B, wasn't it, guys? It seemed that everybody apart from one voted for B, so that's our winner. And I'm glad that we did that poll, because it's always nice to know what really is the best. And if that's the case, we're gonna delete the others. Actually, that was a bit dumb, because this is the only... Oh, hang on, I get it. I was thinking, hang on, how did I do this now? I want to move this one to the left, but there's so many layers, I'm getting confused. There we go. That's it, we've done it. So we'll see how he looks with the hair now on this one below. Still looks decent. We might have to show the ears actually on this one, on this bottom one. We'll just get rid of that part, because the ears are sticking out. They're at the front, so we've got to have them on show. On the bottom one, yeah, Ray do mentioned it just as I did. We think alike. Yeah, B1, huzzah. Need to put my character images in Dropbox for you because my sprite's hair looks a little fuzzy on the screen right now. Oh, okay, guys. I'm glad we mentioned that. So Rado and Van, because you sent me stuff on... What you could do is send it me on email then, guys. Because email will be fine, won't it? Sending it as a file in an email to me. If you send me them there, I can update them then, and they won't be. I mean, it's not completely noticeable, but if you look closely, there might be a little bit of compression on them, if that's the case. Put it into Dropbox and give you a link on Discord. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, if you want to do it on Dropbox, that's as well. The email was an option as well, but as long as I get it, that's the main thing. The DMs are like still open and stuffs, but they'll probably ending up getting closed eventually at some point this month. Okay, guys, so we had an idea that he'll start as a pig like this, so that's going to be how he is in the beginning, and then over the course of the game, as we fight him, he'll end up losing his pig mask, and then it'll gradually get less and less of a pig. That's the concept so far, and I think that's something we'll keep in mind with this guy, because I think it seems like an interesting arc. As for things like, is he in a faction and all that sort of stuff, has he got comrades and all that, we'll think about that more when the time comes, when we introduce him, because as soon as we get to a bigger city in the game in a later episode, we will be introducing... It'll probably be a time when we introduce a lot of the characters, a lot more of them anyway, and there'll be option to consider things like factions and stuff. Then it'll be a while, you know, until that time comes, because we've got episode 1 content is going to just be Everbloom Forest, and episode 2 content is still a question mark, but it could be the farmland that we saw in Carol's flashback, and because we've already got the tiles mapped out, it makes sense for us to go that route, and it's the next place after the forest, so it fits. And maybe we'll visit a larger city in episode 3, but I could see the town in the farm being, you know, a decent sized town. Bigger than the Everbloom Forest town anyway. Let's catch up with a chat. Thank you for the email. And I'm doing well. It's been a good day so far. Oh, you're responding to me, yeah? And no idea taking some time off. Still want to talk to you about that cast, Rexy. I think it would be good to have a third and maybe rotating guest. Oh, what's this? You doing a podcast together? Have to work, so I'll be AFK for the rest of the stream. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you, Radu. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Yeah, take care, guys. Okay, so what is next on the agenda? I'm gonna get those assets saved. I'm gonna at some point make sure we get this version of the pig put into stream avatars. So when Neville comes in the stream, it's walking across. Because we'll use this one if we're going to go with that sort of thing. The mask gets revealed over time, less of the mask. This first one would be the default then, and it just gives him a bit of extra time then to work on the asset when his hair shows. Because otherwise, if that was going to be the default, I would have had to have done it soon so that we've got the sprite, the correct sprite on our lore Bible and that. But if we're going to have that as our default, we've basically done it. We've done it now. And let's just look at who else we've got, because we have more characters, guys. It's not over yet. So, Trello page. So we've done Nethel, we've done Vans, we've done Raiders, and we've done Nickers. We just need those better quality sprites sent over to me, which you've done, guys, by the sounds of it. So we're all good. It's just my job now to make sure that the ones are in there. And Scaly Star and Triacus's characters are the ones we haven't made yet. So what I'm going to do at some point, I'm going to work on those two off stream. Because from Friday onwards, the next stream, we're going to be going back into the game dev stuff and working on some of our tasks for July, which are here. And if anyone does want to have a look at our Trello page, you can do right here, folks. And thank you, SH, for that follow. I appreciate it. And so yeah, Scaly and Tri I'll probably do those off stream. Because Friday stream we won't be doing the characters then, because we've got other stuff to do. But what I'm going to do, guys, the character section here, I'm going to make sure those new characters are put on here once they're done. We won't have a character sheet for them, of course, though, because we're doing things differently from now on. We're not having these character sheets. What we will be having is a profile on our lore Bible. Be way more easily editable that way. And what I'm intending to do, where's our website? Let's cross this off a sec. Is have a sort of section on our front page, like a sort of banner that sort of shows off the lore Bible and lets you a link to it. Because I think I really want to make that a main focus of the website so that people know about it. Otherwise, people will just forget the lore Bible exists if we don't have something that shows it off on the website. And eventually, not yet, but eventually, everybody's profiles will get put on that lore Bible. But for now, what are we going to do on Friday then? We'll say. We'll keep it open for now, because it'll all depend how I feel on the day and what I've done in between now and then. But might do some battle mechanic stuff again. But I also want to finish that fruit scene as well soon. Okay, guys, so it's been fun, shall we? See who is on. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, Rex. You're very welcome. Okay, so I'm going to send this over to someone. There's not many people online today as much, but we will go and say hi to someone anyway. Ash is on. Haven't said hi to Ashy for a bit. She's playing GTA roleplay. So I'll just take us all over there. And I'll see you all on Friday, folks. I will get the new sprite to you soon. I'm going to look at it to make sure it doesn't need any fixing. Awesome, Van. No worries at all. No worries at all. In your own time, we'll get it updated whenever. Okay, folks. So see you all on Friday. She's never not playing GTI RP. Yeah, I can understand why it would get addictive, because it seems like one of those things, once you do, it's all that you'd want to do. I could imagine it being that much fun. Okay, guys, so take care, guys. See you all on Friday. Have a good rest of your week.